that long day behind you. Good times lie ahead. With company worth keeping, that'll bash a smile on your head. Come on in, the door's open, you'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and lend our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk the tavern. Promising beer and bed love. The talk the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
Welcome to Talk of the Tavern, everyone. I'm Travis Sivart, incredible author, is what people tell me. Anyhow, TravisSivart.com. Check out the books. My vices tonight in the tavern is an incredible tobacco from Cornell and Deal, Autumn Evening. I've got my pint glass with Talk of the Tavern on it, and a bourbon in a separate glass from New Orleans, and oh my God, I'm looking forward to this topic. Andrea, what are your vices? What do you got? Show it to us, baby.
Well, tonight, I got some Japanese candy.
Ooh.
And it came with a sticker.
Ooh.
And I have my tea.
Nice.
It's not quite warm anymore.
What kind of tea?
So, cinnamon.
Nice.
Yummy. So what about you, Rachel? What's your vices?
Got what used to be ice water until the ice melted, and a Nutri-Grain bar because I'm uninteresting. What about you, Ed?
What flavor Nutri-Grain bar?
Strawberry.
Okay, that's good stuff.
Wait, what flavor water?
White Rhino.
Ed, what about you? What's your vice tonight?
Folks, Ed Summers here. Buy Travis's books, damn it. My vices tonight are from the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. Bull Rock apple cider. Yum, yum, yum.
Nice. And we've had a few people here throw their vices in the chat. Apparently there's boobs. Mouse, congratulations on teeny nipples. Wonderful there. And Bree says Diet Coke for me and water. Mouse has iced coffee. And our topic tonight is, well, let's do an opening toast first. It's autumn. And there's so many things that come with autumn. Such as... Tiny Mouse says, teeny nipples for Tiny Mouse.
I came with autumn once. It was great.
I knew it. Anyhow.
Here.
Yeah, here's to coming with autumn. There we go. So, let's talk about the things of autumn. The things that come with this season, which are dark booming castles like Young Frankenstein, pumpkin spice, and going to places like Hot Topic and Spencer's for cool things. Well, all year round. But also, and it's a birthday month for Bree and Rachel, by the way. Probably when this episode airs, it'll be right around Rachel's birthday. Sex toys.
That's the only thing I've ever known Spencer's to have. They actually sell other stuff?
They have mugs and t-shirts, too.
Oh,
with sex toys on them.
Who knew?
That's like the first 40 feet you go through in the store before you get to the sex toys.
Oh, I never noticed.
That's where the teenagers stand and titter as they stare at the back of the store. So, where do we want to start? Castles? Pumpkin spice? Or do we want to just talk about how Hot Topic and Spencer's has changed? It was this cool retro culture thing for so long. Where do we want to go? Rachel? You're the guest.
I mean, you guys are enjoying autumn more than I am because here in Southern California, it's still 87 degrees and it is presently 5:30. So.
That's true. So do you get an autumn?
So, we could get what's kind of equivalent to autumn for maybe a week and a half, and then it's just winter, which it drops like 40 degrees. Like it saw a state trooper or like highway patrol or something, like going from 80 to 40.
Okay. So Where do we go, Andrea? Where do we go with this? We've got so many
Still
things.
wearing flip-flops.
We're still wearing flip-flops.
But we're still wearing flip-flops.
There's still toes exposed for those that want pictures.
Yeah.
Send requests to talkatthetavernshow@gmail.com.
I like the dying trees. They have pretty colors.
Yeah. I saw
The foliage.
a quote recently, and I'm going to put it up as one of my live stream topic things when I'm just goofing off. And actually, there's two quotes. One is by Jim Bishop. Autumn carries more gold in its pockets than all the other seasons. And the other quote comes, yeah, isn't that pretty? Autumn carries more gold in its pockets than all the other seasons. And then Sarah Addison Allen said, it looked like the world was covered in a cobbler crust of brown sugar and cinnamon. And that's just...
Are we in a giant
See,
oven?
now we're back on the topic of food.
Yeah, I know.
But it's autumn food.
It is.
Yeah.
What autumn foods do you go for? Do you change your meal planning? Because Andrea and I, we go into soups and stews and chilies at this time of year.
Yeah, warm foods. Forget the sandwiches and burgers. Something to warm up the tummy.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's like the weather's cooling down and you just have like this and this want for comfort. So there's, baking going on, but also you want, a nice hot meal without a lot of effort. So a stew is really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like cuddle up with some cocoa by the fireplace. I don't have heating, but I do have 3 fireplaces. So.
Well, that's heating. That's heating.
And
Yeah.
Can you have fireplaces in California?
Southern California.
Oh, okay.
It's only an oven here for like 6 months out of the year. The rest, it's like kind of pleasant or just like dry and cold.
Okay. As he says, dry and cold. Is that better than wet and cold? Would you rather have the snow and stuff?
But here's a strange thing is not this past summer, but the summer before, I had taken a 4-day siesta, really. Just going through the Sierra Nevadas. Like just my little vacation, my little reward to myself. Because I hadn't gone on vacation like freaking 8 years. I was like, I'm gonna just take 4 days off and just go through Sequoia, go through Yosemite, and just like hit Lake Tahoe and come back home. As I was going through Yosemite, I'd gone through Inyo Forest, which really I just wanted to go there because I want to say I'm Inyo Forest. But at one of the peaks of this mountain was just a sheet of ice. And it's the middle of July. I pulled over and stared at this ice, standing defiantly facing the sun. Probably stood there for like 20 minutes, just like, but why? We had global warming. Why?
What'd the ice say?
I guess it just said, you're not my real mom. You can't tell me what to do. Like, something like that.
Ice, ice, baby.
It was really far away. Hard to hear it.
There you go. It was a whisper on the wind. So,
Yeah.
I love pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie. But, I've complained about this before. Pumpkin spice flavor originally was a pumpkin pie flavor. It had nutmeg and cinnamon and maybe a hint of ginger here and there. And it's not that anymore. It's this weird, syrupy, sugary, chemically flavored thing. Andrea made this pumpkin bread. So moist, so incredible. And I love that. And I'd rather have that than pretty much anything out on the market that's pumpkin spice
Because
flavor.
it had pumpkin and it had spices.
Yeah. It was like pumpkin spice for realsies.
Yeah.
And Maria says, I don't like the pumpkin flavor. Pie, juice, coffee, beer. Not a fan. Yeah, it's kind of like when they were putting bacon and everything, right?
Yeah, I was just sitting here thinking that same thing. I love bacon, but then they started putting bacon in everything. And I think we even talked about it here on the show.
We have.
Maybe off air. I'm not sure. About pumpkin. Pumpkin spice was good back in the day.
It was.
Now I don't know what this.
I'm blaming
And
it.
it's in everything. I mean, like pumpkin spice tampons. Have you seen it?
No.
I
No.
have not seen pumpkin spice tamp.
I thought you.
Pourquoi? Okay, what?
Okay, look.
People will buy anything.
What? What are they? Are they so
I
like?
don't know. I didn't buy them.
Oh, by the way, Mouse says I always will make my pumpkin pie with the canned pumpkin and not the canned pumpkin pie mix. It's a fair discernment because there's nothing wrong with buying pre-made canned stuff. And Bree says, I tried. Say it again.
I'm saying that can does save on a lot of time.
It does. And with some recipes I have found, it's just the flavor difference isn't that much significant to do it all from scratch. Other things it's worth doing from scratch. So it depends on what you're working with. Bree says, I tried this chai tea like 10 years ago, 10 more years ago, and it tasted like the way you described it, Travis, with the marshmallow, pumpkin spice, and all that flavor. And it's true. It was way better back then for pumpkin spice flavor in drinks. So try making something from scratch. And when you make your hot cocoa, throw a dash of nutmeg and cinnamon into it. Just a dash.
Tell me what to do.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we've got so much out there that they're just like, hey, people like this. Let's just throw that imitation in there.
And put it on everything,
And Bree, by the way,
It might also be.
go ahead.
That might be the reason is that it was so good that they just couldn't meet demand, so they started taking shortcuts and just like slowly passed it off as, oh no, this is what you want.
Right.
And over time, you just don't remember that it was delicious. Now it's just seasonal.
I'll tell you what.
Because December is coming, and with December comes gingerbread everything, and it does not taste like gingerbread.
No. And if you go and get a milkshake from McDonald's versus, forgive me those that are still upset about this, but Chick-fil-A, there's a huge flavor difference between these things. A couple more comments.
Well, and also, McDonald's ice cream machine is always broken, so you can never get it anyway.
Well, that's true, too.
I keep hearing that, but every McDonald's in my area always has their ice cream machine working. I've never run into a McDonald's and the ice cream machine is broken.
You say that now. Tell us in a week. You'll be like, fuckers, guess what?
I should have said that.
You know what? I'm going to make it my mission now. Every time I pass by a McDonald's, I'm just going to stop, walk in, and ask if their ice cream machine is working. I'm not even going to buy anything. I'm just going to ask.
You should record that on your phone. That's your next TikTok.
Yeah, because what I found, because out here where we're at is a small place, it always works. But when we go to like one of the bigger cities or a higher, more populated area, it's broke.
Okay.
Maybe that'll be like a summer vlog thing, is just go through every McDonald's I can possibly find within a day's drive and just check off and try and assess, like, why are they broken?
Because
science, clearly, not because I want ice cream in summer.
Because McDonald's got called on how, like, unsanitary their ice cream machines and frappe machines were. And because of that, they've got to clean them like 3 times a day. And nobody wants to do it that works there. I'm like, I'm being paid no matter what. I don't fucking care. You want me to clean the ice cream machine? Here I go. If I can read it.
Is this like that trend that's going on, the quiet quitting or after wage? Like, I heard about that yesterday, where it's like they don't want to do the extra. They're just like doing bare minimum to get the paycheck.
I wish I could. I can't.
But no, that seems like, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you go into your workspace doing the bare minimum to be miserable? Like, if you're doing a job, I would think, maybe I'm just weird, but I would think that, like, if you're doing a job, you want to, climb up the ladder and, like, better yourself and prove that I can do this. I can, elevate myself. I can do better and get more of what I want if I just put in this effort. I mean, that's how I was raised, but maybe I'm just like a weirdo now.
Well, here's my thought.
I don't keep it.
When it comes to stuff like that, even if I'm going for the low entry job to make the holidays or make ends meet or whatever, I'm being paid to be there. I don't care
Amen.
what I'm doing. Matter of fact, often I've told my managers, hey, give me the worst job. What do people hate doing? Give that to me. I'll fucking do it. I don't care. And they're like, do you want to be management? I'm like, no, because I'm not stupid. Sorry, manager. But, you know, managers get screwed. How's that new job position going, Ed?
So
Anyhow.
when he's like, any job, give me the one nobody likes, don't say that on the porn set.
I've got to read some comments here, guys. I got to read some comments here. Deanie Mouse is now making homemade pumpkin spice. Maria says, I think the whole pumpkin spice everything is overhyped. Even if I did like the flavor, seeing everything pumpkin turns me off of it. McDonald's ice cream machine only works here. Yeah. If it gets too mainstream in your face, it gets.
Yeah.
What, Rachel?
Except for sex.
Yeah.
There's a lot of confusion over quiet quitting, by the way. And Maria says, for the job thing, I do it. I do the job they pay me for just for a paycheck because I do not want to climb the company. Or I do not want to climb in the company. Mouse says, work to rule is what it's called. I will do the things I'm hired to do because extra has proven not to be an effective way to rank up. No, it's not. Because if you do the job of 3 people, why the hell are they going to promote you? Because they now got to get 3 people to replace your ass. And that is a sad, sad fact.
I mean, yeah. Because I think I told you that that's something I had recently been through is I accepted the job as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the cook had quit and none of the women there know how to cook, they don't know how to use any of the machinery, which, like, most of them have kids or grandkids. How do you go all this time and not know how to cook? Anyway, but that was something that they were like very desperate and dire about it. And I was like, you know what? I'll step up. I'll take one for the team. I'll be in there until you guys can find a cook. And I agreed to, like, you know, I'll be in there like 2 weeks or so. And then a month passes. And then they're just like, oh, no, this is just going to be a new, so we're going to take you off of the teacher registration and put you as a cook. No, I'm not driving 4 hours a day to get here, go home, to stand around, cook. Like, no, this would be a different thing if I was like 30 minutes away, but not like 2 hours in one direction.
Right.
Like, that's not what I was here for. And the wage, because they were trying to be sneaky about it, is to take me off of the teacher wage to put it back on the cook wage is significantly less. And I was like, no blood.
And Maria says,
and they were,
I'm sorry, finish. I'm sorry.
But they were very surprised when I was just like, this is going to be my last day. Like, I don't even care.
Is that quiet quitting?
Like, that was just regular quitting.
What is
not quiet quitting?
What is quiet?
That's just regular quitting.
Quiet quitting is like, well, we've discussed it here in the show. When you're at work and you don't really do the bare minimum, you're just there checking out basically day in and day out. Just to get the paycheck.
No, I can't. I'm not wired like that. If I'm going to be there, I'm going to work. No. By the way, Maria says, I've done the job of 2 to 3 people and it's kicked me in the ass more than once. Life lesson right here, folks.
Work.
Yeah. I burn myself out with zero incentive to do so. Then, when I slack off because I'm sick and doing the job of a normal person, I'm written up for not doing my job or passed over for bonuses and promotions because they don't want to lose me in that position. Too old for those games.
Here's the other thing, too, because that was something that was talked about. I watched so many commentaries about, like, social economic stuff. And this is years back. I don't remember who was saying it that I was watching. But one of the things is, if you are doing this, bring it up to whoever is in management that, hey, I'm doing this extra work and I know that this position is open. Can I take this position? And just be assertive about, like, no, this is what I'm bringing to the table, and therefore it shows that I've earned this position.
So don't ask them, can I go put me in this position?
I think I've been wired, especially with how we're brought up in school, is that you don't bring it up and that you have to let your work speak for itself. Well, sometimes, like, it just doesn't.
Okay.
And you have to bring it up.
As a writer, you and I both know, just going, I write, I do good. It's not enough. You gotta pimp yourself. You gotta sell yourself. You've gotta tell people, I'm great. Because there's somebody that's doing half the job or less that you're doing who does pimp themselves. And they get the promotion and you're like, the fuck just happened?
Yeah. Yeah, Susan.
Mm-hmm.
Susan's just my default name for like blaming something on someone. But every Susan I've ever met in real life is an absolute sweetheart.
My mother's name was Sue. But she was a bitch, so it's okay. So anyhow, no, she worked hard too. She really did. So castles. Would you want to live in a castle? And oh wait,
I would. I'm already living without AC and heating, so let's just make it bigger, and I can really like hone in all this discount Disney princess power.
I like it.
Just like accumulate more.
So
and more
would you want
to live the dream?
buy a castle that's already made, or would you want to build your own so it has modern stuff in it, but it could fall back to a older time?
You know what? I think I would want to be an absolute troll of a person. Here's what I would do. If money was no object, here's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
I would start building a castle where it has all the renovations, everything from it, but make it look so that it doesn't. And just watch as I have guests come over trying to figure out how to do things. And not realize, oh, you just pulled a lever.
That's a trapdoor, not that lever.
Not that, yeah, I was gonna say, no, don't.
How do you get to the bathroom? You pull this book, it's silly. And then it's secret door to the lavatory. It's so obvious.
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Like a game show. People can pay you to
Wrong
come
lever.
there and try to find the bathroom.
No, someone's just gonna squat in the corner at that point. I've seen the human race. Most of them are not great.
I like how you think. By the way, everybody's yelling wrong lever, Kronk.
Yes.
It's,
My people, they understand.
and people say winters would suck in a castle. I'd love to live in a castle as long as I don't have to maintain it. I'm guessing if you could afford a castle, maybe you can afford to pay somebody to do the cleaning.
Yeah. But like I was saying before, is I don't have heating, and it drops to like 18 degrees Fahrenheit here in winter, and I just have 3 fireplaces. It gets cold enough. I move everything from my bed and just go lay in front of the fireplace, just like wrapped up like a little Rachel Rito.
Aw.
And then usually like I have like a dog with me or something. It used to be I had my Great Dane with me because she would get really cold, and I'm like, oh, come in. So
Yeah, they don't have
someone
that.
now has to take her place come this winter, and I'm not pleased with the candidacy because they're all kind of dorky.
So here comes the peacock running in the house.
No. But here's the thing. For being the dumbest animals on my farm are the peacocks. Just hands down the stupidest animals. I don't know how they exist in the wild. I had one peacock, and his name was Prince Harry, because he had a beautiful tail and all the girls wanted him. They had choices between him and 2 other males. They always kind of flocked to him. So
Because he pimped himself.
He discovered that at night when the sun was going down, that the chimney would get warm, because he didn't understand I'm lighting a fire and that's what's making it warm. But he understood that, hey, the sun goes down, it's getting cold, go to this chimney and just cuddle up to it. And he encouraged all of his girls. His entire harem would be there with him. There had come a time I had severe tonsillitis and I just wasn't going to light a fire. I was like, I'm just going to like curl up because I just don't want to blow in and start a fire. It hurts.
Right.
This rainbow fool of a bird, I hear, woo, woo. I'm like, the hell is that noise? Like, where's it coming from? I go outside. I see him. He's got his head stuck down the chimney calling for fire.
Not as dumb as you might think.
I guess I need to make a fire because Prince Harry and his entire harem are sticking their heads in asking for fire.
Why don't you just get a bellows? Why don't you just get a thing to do the blowing.
A bellow?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is like when I first moved up here.
Okay.
It's like.
By the
2
way,
years in.
Mouse has volunteered to come to your place and cuddle with you. It's and I'm pretty sure I saw Ed's eyes light up too. And Andrea's. And I'm wearing glasses. You can't see shit of what lights up here. Just cuddle
Lights
party.
off.
Cuddle pile. Right, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's so if you built your own castle, which by the way, Andrea and I have discussed building our own castle many times, because I'm big on, if the world goes to shit, you don't want windows on the first floor at all. Or if they are on the first floor, it's because you have 15-foot ceilings and they're at 12 foot up.
Yeah.
So
And
this
then you have a moat.
yeah. Yeah, the moat in Virginia, it becomes a mosquito pit. So, yeah,
Not if you have enough goldfish to eat mosquito larvae.
that's fair.
So
You
it's
can
just
put
like-
koi.
Yeah.
Koi will live
Or just
under the
like-
ice.
But then the cats would eat the
Koi and
goldfish.
carp. Get like a lot of carp, slug, catfish, and then you also have a food supply that way. You just like go fishing in your moat and bring up a catfish. It's perfect.
See, this is good. This is good. This is all survivalist
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Ed, shame she doesn't live closer. We share those coordinates with this woman. She's got
Yeah.
skills. She's got some fucking skills. We've done whole shows on like zombie apocalypse and end of the world scenarios and what would you do.
I'm gonna confess this to you though, Travis. I am a terrible fisher. No, wait. How did my ex-boyfriend? I had an ex-boyfriend that he really loved fishing, and I hate fishing because I never catch anything. And it does not matter what I do. I could be using the same reel, bait, we're in the same boat. We're like 3 feet apart from each other. I will not catch anything, and everyone else will catch something. So he told me that I'm an excellent fisher, just not a great catcher. I cannot
Wow.
catch fish to save my life. They just will not go on my hook. They've eaten my bait. I don't know how, but they will take the entire bait. And I'll reel it up like, what happened? ¿Por qué? Es tu brute.
All your catfish are named Brute. Yeah. And Maria says, okay, I'll go with the castle if there's a library like from Beauty and the Beast and one of the books makes the bookcase flip around for a secret room. Duh. Yeah. This is all.
Can you call it a castle without a grand library with at least one secret bookcase that leads you to a secret room?
Andrea and I have it all planned out. If we ever build our own house and that kind of money is available,
When we build our own house.
there will be multiple secret passages and rooms and stuff like this. And
Have you
yeah,
ever seen Clue? I want a house like Clue.
great movie.
That's the type of castle I want. I want a Japanese ninja castle. Yeah, with secret
What's-
passages.
Oh,
Okay.
like a little pagoda style?
Yeah, you talk about appropriating culture. When I was young, I got into the whole Japanese thing. My parents, they worried
Yeah,
about
but I
it.
don't think that's appropriation. I think that's appreciation. I love this thing so much, I've used all my money to just embody and appreciate it.
So what other things,
I don't know,
Ed?
someone might be upset.
Flushing toilets with bidets.
But also a hand pump well for when the power goes out, including a hand pump well in the kitchen.
Mhm.
Solar
Because,
power.
Hmm?
Solar panels.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like
A
that's
courtyard.
about where I'm at right now is, what was it? Was it last year, year before? I think it had to be year before because I was halfway housing for someone that they wanted to get back on their feet. But there was a big enough storm, and usually here in my canyon,
So bold.
we don't get a lot of wind. But there was enough wind that it knocked over a tree and it fell onto the house,
Oh.
which I didn't realize that a tree fell on my house. I'm like, what the hell was that sound? That's not an earthquake.
Travis knows when that happens.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Go on.
But it fell off, and then like a few hours later, the power had to be turned off for safety, and it was off for 5 days. And I was just like, my brain is better than everybody's because I've got fireplaces, I've hoarded all these candles, I have lanterns, they're somewhere. So my house is lit and fire is everywhere, so it's nice and warm and cozy. And because my well tank is up higher than where my house is, it's just gravity fed.
Nice. Smart.
And I was like, my brain is better than everybody's right now. Everyone freaking out. The only thing I gotta worry is, are my freezers gonna thaw out, and do I have to throw out all that lamb? Because that's gonna suck.
So you had a protein gorge.
I mean, you best believe I used the gas grill that I have, because it was like every few years I get my dad a brand new propane grill just as his toy for Father's Day. And this is one of his older ones that I was like, oh, I'll keep it, just in case. And then just in case happened, I'm like, I'm just making my tea right here, and then I'm gonna like prep all this and make a nice little stew later on. Just back to basics all the way.
Okay, couple comments from chat. First of all, Maria says, sounds like you fish like my dad. Then says, good thinking about the power going out. Mouse points out solar panels can break, which if we're in an end of the world scenario, yeah, you don't get to replace those things. And Maria says, fuck it. If you have the money to build a castle, you probably have the money for a windmill to generate power. And Mouse wants to know, so when did the tree get fixed?
Oh, the tree's not fixed. I chopped it all up because like the roots and all fell
But
off.
it's still, it's not on your house anymore.
Oh, no. I called up the boys from U-Turn for Christ after everything had settled down. And U-Turn for Christ is something, it's a rehab facility in the local area. And we've volunteered with them a lot, and we've done a lot of exchanges with them. And I called up, I'm like, hey, Maui, I need help. He's like,
So did you call a bunch of guys to cut up the tree and you gave them the lamb that might have gone bad?
I called up a bunch of guys to cut up a tree because I just didn't have the equipment. Like, I just don't have a chainsaw. I've got an axe for, like, actually just, like, chopping up firewood, but I don't have a chainsaw.
Right.
So,
Same, by
that's
the way.
something on my Christmas list.
Yeah, it was fun when I was clearing out part of the woods that is kind of growing towards the house, all the smaller things about as thick as my arm. And yeah, I'm doing it with a handsaw. We once hired a guy to come, like, with his chainsaw, and he was here for an hour and then quit. Because he's like, oh, it's too hot. I'm like, you're drinking beer while cutting trees in the summer, dumbass.
But
then
no, the usual exchange is that it's their chance to just leave the facility and just be away for a little while. It's a nice little break for them. So only the guys on good behavior get to come out if ever I need something done. And I just need like 10 guys to do something. They send 6, but still.
Did you stand out there in a tank top with iced tea? Because that's well worth the price.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I do make like homemade, like home cooked meals, and like I'll make like something nice and refreshing, like as the drink. And that's the reward, is that they get to leave, they get to like just feel like a normal person doing a normal job, and then they're treated to a home cooked meal. They're treated to hospitality. I don't make them sit outside. They get to come inside at the dinner table. We say grace. Just
Shit.
a wholesome family feeling.
See, I'm not even in their situation. I would show up for that.
I thought Rachel was gonna say, "Oh, the tree fell," so I just went and picked it up like this and moved it over.
No, but that's why I enjoy the Highland Games, is that you just have a bunch of strappy Scottish lads just chucking trees for seemingly no reason. It's fantastic. 10
By the
out
way,
of 10 recommend.
Mouse says she would show up for that too.
She likes men in kilts. All right.
All right.
Gotta write that down.
And Maria loves the Highland Games. Okay. Let's bring in Castle Doctrine here. Ed, do you want to define Castle Doctrine real quick, and we'll throw that into the mix here?
Oh, sure. What the hell? Why not? Castle Doctrine is, some states, it's like 35 states have Castle Doctrine, and it's not really consistent across the board of those 35 states, but it basically means if someone breaks into your home, you can defend yourself in whatever means necessary, up to include taking their life.
Now, when you're done, Ed, I've got some stuff. Sorry, go on.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, there have been cases in the U.S., I don't know what state, where people have broken into a home where the people aren't even home. They fall, injure themselves, and then sue the homeowner and win.
Win. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, ladies, what are your thoughts on this? Andrea, you want to throw your 2 cents in?
I don't understand how they won.
No, do you think you should be able to defend your home, including to the point of killing a person if they break into your home and you feel like you're in danger?
I'm going to do it anyway to protect my family.
Your cats. And me.
Yeah.
By the way, she makes a nice cluster at the range. Just saying.
That was a warning if I ever heard one.
Mm-hmm. And when I went out with Ed to the range, Ed's like, do you have a problem with people's heads? When we pulled the target back up. So, yeah. Rachel, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm from I wouldn't say third world country. That is a running joke. That's a third world country. But I'm from outside the U.S., and there's a lot of virgin jungle that surrounds a lot of homes. We don't have castle doctrine. That's just what you do. Someone has come. They've made the effort to cross over jungle to get to you. That's not good intention. I think off air, I accidentally traumatized. It is like my go-to story for younger me with
that. Oh no, we were on.
That was on air.
You told that story.
We were on air with that.
Yes.
Oh, shoot.
You could tell it again if you're okay with it. And by the way, I have not published that, so if you want that not in, I can clip it.
No, you can go ahead if you're okay with it.
Absolutely.
Like I've accidentally traumatized my friends with these stories that I'm like, it's mostly benign. Like the time I accidentally ripped off my own face.
That's a story we haven't heard.
But back to this is that's sort of a given. Especially when you are in a country where there's not much urbanization. It's not this collective population concentrated into one spot. A lot of your population is very rural, very spread.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of talk of things like castle doctrine or gun control because you sort of have that as a great equalizer of there is danger and this is how I will protect myself. Especially because of a lot of these places, especially like in Belize, for example, just people that are there. You could have your leopard, your jaguar, your freaking anteater. Yes, they will just kill you because they just do not care.
Nice to know.
They have a come at me broke stance for a reason.
Okay.
So.
Noted. On my next vacation. Couple comments, if I may. Maria says, I feel like it should be on case-by-case basis. But if someone is breaking into a home to rob or do worse, do what you need to do what you need to and protect yourself and the family. Mouse says, if you're breaking a law and you get hurt, you're not allowed to sue, in my opinion. I also think there's more to the definition of castle doctrine than what was mentioned, but I don't feel like describing it all. There is, Mouse. There's absolutely.
There is much, much more. The thing is, it's kind of like what Maria said. It is a case-by-case basis. You just can't say 35 states have castle doctrine because it's not exactly the same in each and every state. I mean, some states, you have to prove that the individual had bad intentions when they came into your home. Other states, not quite so much. Someone's broke into your home, they shouldn't be there. You do whatever you feel is necessary. Virginia has castle doctrine. However, in Virginia, you have to show where you felt your life was threatened when you decided to act against this individual. And in the state of our country today, I think that will be very, very tough in a court of law if someone broke into your home and you just shot them, because guns are such taboo right now today in our country.
Bree asks, why do only a select number of states have this law versus other states without it? I think Ed just stated it. He just gave the reason. But my thought is, if somebody breaks into my home for whatever reason, I'm not at the top of the list of their... Okay, Mouse points out there's also a, quote,
I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
duty to retreat in some areas. You want to go into that, Ed, a little?
Yeah. There's 15 states that have what's called a duty to retreat. And in 11 of those states, it doesn't even matter if it's in your home. They have what they call a duty to retreat. If you can reasonably get away, you're supposed to get away rather than attempt to defend yourself in any way, even non-lethal force. You're supposed to get away rather than try to defend yourself.
Yeah, but that also comes to the vagueness of the word reasonably, because what is reasonably?
In the court of law, they're going to fight that out. Yep.
Yeah.
I think I would make bad choices, and I would say I felt my life was threatened. I did what I had to do. And I'd like to think that first shot would be enough. Whether it hits or misses, if it hits, it's done. If it misses, they're leaving. Because, I don't know, how many people break into houses with a weapon? Go ahead, Ed.
I'd like to address Mouse's next question. Shooting to kill should not be your first choice. When you point a firearm at someone and pull the trigger, you are shooting to kill.
Right.
That is it. There is nothing else there. You are shooting to kill.
Yeah, and also Maria says if someone comes into home to do harm but doesn't have a weapon, I don't feel like murder should be your first choice, but that's up to the courts.
Yeah.
If it's dark, because a lot of people don't break in daylight, how do you... Hey, you got a weapon?
Hey, you got a weapon?
Arm. Yeah.
What do you say, Rachel?
They're not going... I was like, how are you going to discern whether or not they are armed, especially in a moment of panic?
Mm-hmm.
When you are in a state of fight or flight, you don't make rational decisions. You make a, what is my immediate to self-preserve decision. So, I mean, it's a lot easier for us to, when we're not in that moment and in that mind state, in that fearfulness, that we can say, oh, we could have done this, we could have done that, it should have been like this, it should have been like that. You do not know how you will react until that moment comes.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to react when I go up against a bobcat until it comes, and that happens like every other month.
Yep. It's
a moment of panic.
And I'd like to say, I'm going to be logical, because I've been in not that situation, but situations where I keep my cool and head, but I can't speak to that situation since it hasn't happened. And maybe I would grab the baseball bat or billy club that I keep next to the bed. Maybe I would keep the knife, draw the knife. But more than likely, I would go for the ultimate circumstance and deal with the repercussions later. Mm-hmm. It's a tough choice. Hold on, I'm going to read Maria's comment. I'm trying to put myself in the situation. I'm picturing it. It's dark. I wake up to the kid screaming. That's her sister, who's 17. Ignoring I have a dog for a second, because really I've heard about this dog. This dog is probably hiding. And someone is strangling or harming her. Do I grab a knife and start stabbing? Yes. Without a thought, yes. Bree says, I'd like to think I could handle myself, but my anxiety spikes fast, so it's doubtful. And Mouse, who has military training, by the way, says I more or less, unfortunately, have a good idea what I do in those kinds of situations. It's not an easy choice. And when you're in the situation, you react, not choose.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Is that when you're in that state of just your anxiety is shot, your fear is at its peak, and you don't feel like you have a choice. Your choice is survive or not, and it's very often that you don't feel like you have a choice in that matter because the danger is right there. It's within arm's reach.
So let's flip this around and go full circle. If you're able to take him out without killing him or shooting him or whatever, Do you offer them some pumpkin spice stuff while you're waiting for the cops to arrive?
Sure, because if that shit doesn't kill him, nothing else will.
I mean, here's the thing. Where I'm at, I'm like 30 minutes from the edge of the city. It once took a police to come out after I called 911 for assault. Someone had like chased me down, smacked me around. It took a day and a half for them to get there. So that's what happens. A woman alone. I'm not gonna fall victim to that. That's
right.
No, that's not my destiny.
Yeah. Are you really opening up other options that can happen at that point?
I don't want to.
So, yep. And Maria says, on the flip side, if I was the only one home, my first thought wouldn't be to attack back, but to submit and try to hide. And Mouse says, here, you broke into my house, so you will eat all my pumpkin spice as punishment. And Maria adds pumpkin spice coffee with some aqua tofana. What the hell is aqua tofana?
I'm assuming yucky.
I mean, at that point is like you smacked them with the baseball bat or whatever, and then you're offering them pumpkin. Like, is that also torture? Like you're gonna like it.
It's gonna work against you in the court of law. So you fed them chemically induced pumpkin goods. Oh my God, says Maria, we do not have time for aqua tofana here, but I will send you the video. If you don't want to watch it, Andrea will probably like it. I do have zip strips that can be used for restraint, but they're in a totally separate room. I do not keep them next to the weapons. I never even thought to put zip strips next to the weapons. But now I'm considering, is that something I should do for my legal safety?
The little teeny ones?
No, I have big ones too. Yeah. It's, yeah. Well, hello, Joe. Maria doesn't have weapons. So, let's wrap this extended pumpkin spice live in a castle doctrine, hot topic, and Spencer's topic up. Hold on, wait.
Did we talk at all about Hot Topic and Spencer?
We started with that. We started with the porn stuff, and Maria says,
well, that's the sex toys, the zip strips.
There we go. It's I could pull out my floggers and leather manacles that I've made. How about that? Now they get to,
You can't hold any one of those. They're flimsy.
No, these are real good leather. Maria says, I could thwack them with my boobs until they're unconscious, or happy and subdued and sleeping. Maria, just saying it could go either way.
Whatever works.
Mouse says, I will render them unable to hurt me, and then I will do my damnedest to make sure they don't take additional damage. Joe is just disappointed he missed the porn. Kingtober. Didn't know until today there's a Kingtober. Wait, there's a Kingtober?
Kingtober?
What's that?
There's a what?
Kinktober. So kind of like NaNoWriMo, but for Kinksters. Mouse says, I also has German Shepherd. I has Sign. No one going to come in here and not get munched. Inktober. Yeah, Inktober. Kinky art. Oh, like Inktober, but kinky art.
I was going to think if you were going to say kink for any kind of month, it'd be like Kinkuary. Like for February.
Okay. Closing thoughts on this. Rachel. All the things that we discussed. Any closing thoughts?
All the things. Castles are cool. Spencer's is weird. Castle doctrine is shaky ground for Western culture, I guess. I don't know.
Ed?
Go to Spencer's, get your porn, move into your castle, have fun with your porn, and defend it with your life.
Andrea?
Pumpkin spice, you can keep it.
I'm going to do the closing toast here.
At the pumpkins.
Here's to autumn. Enjoy what you enjoy. Stay safe. And surround yourself with the people that make every season a little bit better than every other day. Oh, we have a question. Defend the porn or the castle. Maria says, why can't it be both?
Oh.
What? Ed?
Whoa. Good
both.
corn is hard to come by.
And Maria's closing thoughts is pumpkin spices. Man, castles are cool. And if the moat doesn't work, defend what you need to, how you need to. Have a great one, guys. We'll see you next episode.